Member of Parliament for Charlottetown, and I will be acting as your Master of Ceremonies today. We have this is a very, very exciting day. We have many people that will be bringing messages, and so we'll get right on with things. I'd like to recognize first of all Minister Macaulay, Minister Pettipas-Taylor, Premier King, Minister Thompson, Mayor Brown, the CEO of the Bio Alliance, Rory Francis, the board chair, Oliver Techno, the president of Holland College is with us today, Dr. Sandy MacDonald, and I expect that when I come back up here, I will pick up the list of those who I missed. That's typically the way these things go. Bienvenue à tout le monde. Je veux vous accueillir ici pour cette annonce. Une annonce qui a duré longtemps dans le développement d'arriver aujourd'hui. Donc, nous sommes très, très, très contents d'être ici. C'est une annonce qui va avoir un impact significatif dans notre économie et surtout dans le secteur. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the lands on which we gather are the traditional territory of the Mi'kmaq people. They are the past, present, and future caretakers of these lands, and we honor them. There was a famous businessman who many of you will know that had a large presence in Prince Edward Island. The guy's name was Harry McLaughlin. And it would be a day like today where the schools are closed and the roads are virtually impassable, and Harry would come into the Islander Motor Lodge for lunch, and he would stand at the top of the stairs and he'd say, "Great day!" Well, I'm thinking of Harry right now because this is a day that's long anticipated, and it's a great day for Prince Edward Island. So without further ado, we, as I indicated, we've got a long list of speakers here today. It is my honor to begin by introducing the Member of Parliament for Cardigan, the Minister of Veterans Affairs and Associate Minister of National Defence, the Dean of the Liberal Caucus, the Honourable Lawrence Macaulay.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. You're supposed to say that, but the truth is I am pleased to be here. I'm near as happy as Rory Francis. Not quite, but yes, it is a great day, and it's so nice to see a good crowd. I'm so pleased to see that because this is a big deal. And it's so important for Prince Edward Island. I better go to my notes. But the truth is, this is so important for our economy, creating good jobs for people to come to Prince Edward Island. Minister Blythe Thompson, Minister, I see Heath MacDonald, your worship is here. President of Holland College, big day for you to see all this taking place. And Minister Pettipas-Taylor, I'm certainly pleased to be joining you and so pleased with your great attention to the biosciences here in Prince Edward Island. Bioscience cluster on the island is filled with talent and opportunity. I know Minister Pettipas-Taylor knows this very well, and she understands how to connect the wider Atlantic cluster to truly put our region on the map. So I want to thank the minister and the people at ACOA for doing their part to help guide and nurture this project sector through the years. And Rory, it took a while, but we're here. Of course, it is the people working in the sector that are truly leading the way, and that is, in fact, is. Somebody has to jerk your tie to make this thing happen, and he was good at that. No, but, and also credibility is also a major part of it, and it's here. So that's also so important. Going back to Regis Duffy's early work in chemistry, to the growing number of new Canadians who came here to study and stay to make their mark in the bioscience community, we have become a home to many entrepreneurs who have shown that Big things can happen here. This dynamic sector has helped create a more diverse and inclusive workforce, brought highly skilled jobs and exciting new academic opportunities, and has been a model for collaboration between government, private business, and PEI post-secondary and research institutions. Much of the success can be attributed to the vision of the PEI bioscience and the development expertise of CADC. They have helped to make PEI a place where innovation is fostered. And finally, I have to give a shout out, as I did mention a few times, to Rory Francis. But it takes people like that, and many other people in this room that I see, in order to get to where we are today. I can tell you one thing in government: you don't ask for something and they say, oh yes. That's not the way she works. And in fact, you have to be careful if you get it that they don't take it. But anyhow, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a great day for Prince Edward Island, and we'll just make sure to inform Minister Pettipas-Taylor that we'll be looking for more. Thank you very much.
We're off to a good start. Thank you very much, Minister Macaulay. Next, it's my honor to introduce to you a colleague from the House of Commons, a Member of Parliament from Moncton, Riverview, Dieppe, the Minister responsible for the Atlantic Canada Opportunity Agency and official languages, someone who is no stranger to Prince Edward Island, and almost every time she comes, it's very, very good news. Today is no exception. The Honourable Jeanette Pettipas-Taylor.
Well, good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, friends and colleagues, it's an absolute pleasure to be here with all of you today. And as Sean and the Minister and everyone has indicated, it's really a great day for Prince Edward Island. I think Shubenacadie Sam was right last week when he said that we were going to have 6 more long weeks of winter. But with the Canada Games just around the corner, I guess this is a welcome news for all of you folks. So, but again, really happy to be here and happy that we were able to make our flight and made it here late last night, or early this morning, I should say. But we absolutely did not want to miss this wonderful event. Thank you, Sean, for being the MC today, and I think it's been indicated you've been the MC at a number of these announcements when it comes to the bioscience sector, but I have to say he's more than an MC. When the Minister Macaulay indicates you can ask government for things, but it certainly takes push and pull, and Sean has really been a champion when it comes to the biofile, and for that he really deserves a great round of applause because he's done tremendous work. Just a few weeks ago, I was here and I had the opportunity to have a round table with many of the stakeholders here. And I have to say, I was extremely impressed with the work that's being done in this field. And what really struck me is really the impressive work that's being done right in our backyard. And so often, and I say this time and time again as the ACOA Minister, I get to see a lot of pretty cool things that are happening in Atlantic Canada. A lot of cool things that many folks don't have the opportunity, but we don't sometimes do a great job at promoting what is being done in our own backyard. So I think with today's announcement, we'll be able to kind of up that and make sure that we're going to be promoting exactly what we're doing. I also want to say thank you to my friend and colleague, Lawrence Macaulay, for being here today. Again, he is our veteran member in the House for Atlantic Caucus, and everything that is important to Atlantic Canada is certainly on our radar because of Lawrence. So thank you, Lawrence, for being here today. And I also want to say thanks to Heath for being here as well, my friend and colleague from Melpeck, and not Melbeck. Thank you for being here today as well, and for doing all the work that you do for Prince Edward Island. And I would have to say, for this to happen today, it's all about teamwork. So, Premier King, it's always great to work in partnership with the province of Prince Edward Island. And again, today we've been able to make this a reality because of the teamwork together. So thank you. So friends, I'm going to be like Lawrence now. I should be sticking to my notes. As the minister responsible for ACOA, I get to meet and talk to business owners and community leaders in all regions in Atlantic Canada. Dans ce rôle, j'ai le plaisir de rencontrer un grand nombre de personnes et d'organisations remarquables du Canada atlantique qui mènent des projets novateurs, qui positionnent notre région sur la scène mondiale et qui ont des répercussions positives sur nos communautés. I am pleased to join you this morning to discuss an important and exciting new step to build one of Atlantic Canada's great success stories, and probably the worst kept secret in town, I must say. I know this year has been, one with great opportunity, and ACOA is really pleased to be able to play a key role. As many of you probably know, the bioscience sector in Atlantic Canada consists of more than 900 organizations, including research institutions, not-for-government organizations, government and private businesses that together employ more than 10,000 people in the region. Here in PEI alone, the bioscience cluster has become a beacon for opportunity. It's now an industry comprised of more than 60 companies and more than 2,300 skilled workers right here in Prince Edward Island. Across the country and beyond its borders, PEI is widely recognized as the place where collaboration and innovation is fostered. And again, I can't think of a better example of what is happening here when we talk about collaboration. Nous devons cela en grande partie au travail acharné de nombreux entrepreneurs et à l'aide de PEI BioAlliance, un organisme qui a permis à l'industrie de se doter d'une planification stratégique essentielle pour le long terme, une infrastructure de pointe et de partenariats fructueux. Along with my colleagues in Halifax, Cape Breton, and in many communities across the region, you have helped shape, nurture, and diversify the bioscience sector right here in Atlantic Canada. Together with the Charlottetown Area Development Corporation, you have created a vital infrastructure for Atlantic Canada's bioscience cluster, including the Bioscience Manufacturing Incubator, which opened last year. As well, the Canadian Alliance for Skills and Training in Life Science, or also known as CASTLE, and Emergence are two of many industry-leading initiatives developed right here in Prince Edward Island that have added to the region's bioscience cluster and helped to draw talent and investment to top bioscience companies across the world. The Government of Canada is committed to supporting projects that fuel economic growth and create highly skilled jobs in every region across the country. Which brings me why we are here today in this beautiful part of the country. On behalf of the Government of Canada, I'm pleased to announce that we will invest $25 million in federal investments to support the design and construction of a bioaccelerator facility right here in PEI. I know that this project is in good hands. The Prince Edward Island Bio Alliance and the Charlottetown Area Development Corporation will work closely together on this exciting new project. Au nom du gouvernement du Canada, je suis très fière d'annoncer une contribution de 25 millions de dollars pour la conception et la construction de BioAccelerator, une nouvelle installation de biofabrication ici même à l'île du Prince-Édouard. As an important piece of infrastructure under Canada's biomanufacturing and life science strategy, this new 75,000 square foot biomanufacturing facility will provide services to support research, product development, skills and training, scale-up, and incubation for bioscience companies in Atlantic Canada. The BioAccelerator will complement other recent investments by ACOA in PEI's bioscience sector in Atlantic Canada and be vital to advancing the bioscience and life science ecosystem at the regional and also at the national level. It was not too many months ago that I was at the BioCommons facility making another ACOA-related investment to help support this sector, and I have to say it is truly incredible to see the agency's funds helping grow this important industry and create more jobs right here in Prince Edward Island. En conclusion, encore une fois, c'est une très bonne journée pour la région de l'île du Prince-Édouard, puis avec l'APK et les partenariats avec tout le monde, nous sommes très contents d'être ici aujourd'hui. Thank you again for hosting us today. This is fantastic news for the sector and for the region and for the country as a whole. And I really want to take a moment to thank everyone that is here today because you have really made this project a success and looking forward to continuing our renewed partnerships. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister. For those of you who have been involved in this project over the years, you will know that it has had many twists and turns along the way, and Minister, you got it over the finish line. So thank you. It's my honor now to introduce to you someone who needs absolutely no introduction. But if you happen to notice that he's got a bit of a spring in his step, he spent the last few days in Ottawa, and he did all right. Yeah. The Premier of the Province of Prince Edward Island, the Honourable Dennis King.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. I would say $65 million for health, $50 million today. That's not a bad week. And we'll be back next week, though. We're not done there. Good morning, bonjour, Quay, everyone. It is a great day to be here. I want to recognize all of those who have been recognized already. Minister McCauley, Minister Pettipas-Taylor, Minister Thompson, MP Heath, MP Sean Casey. I also want to look in the room and see some others that are here. I see Sandy McDonald from Holland College. I see the Mayor of Charlottetown, Philip Brown. I see Councillor Gallant from Stratford. And I also see Ron Keefe, who was here. Ron Keefe, I think when you look at the biosector, it's come a long way since the infant stages when you were first involved. So I hope you're proud of what you've started and what you've continued to build and invest in here. So I think people like Regis Duffy and Ron Keefe and others deserve a big round of applause because that's why we're here. This is a most exciting day. This is a $50 million project, $25 million from the federal government, $25 million from the provincial government. This is a big day, not just for Charlottetown, not just for PEI, but the region and the future, the continued growth and the future expansion of the biosector in this region. This has been in the works for some time. In fact, it was one of the very first projects that was put in front of me when I took over the job as Premier. I remember the day we introduced our first budget. Heath was in the provincial legislature then, and he said, if you want an easy win, there's a bioaccelerator project here. And then a few days later, I met with Sean Casey, the MP of Charlottetown, and he said, I tell you, a big project here would be the bioaccelerator. And he also mentioned that, if we could re-engage CADC, and we did, and Sean and I talked about that this week. And so, yeah, a lot of twists and turns, a lot of heavy lifting, and but with the help of so many people in this room, we're here today to announce this major advancement of our bioscience sector, the bioaccelerator. It goes without saying that the fingerprints of many are on this file, and first and foremost, you have to give credit to Rory Francis. Certainly a visionary, somebody who has an incredible determination to see things through. A lesser person would have gave up on this file a long time ago, but that's not Rory's DNA. It's not in his DNA. That passion and drive to build something special is really what gets him out of bed every day. It is contagious when you sit into a meeting with him. It's incredible, but you've really built and helped steer the ship to something incredible for PEI in this region, so I want to thank you today for that. Of course, Minister Pettipas-Taylor, it's important to understand that some of these projects don't always fit within the boxes that are set forward in infrastructure programs in Ottawa, and PEI has done exceptionally well over the years because we have ministers like Minister Pettipas-Taylor who understand the importance of investment in places like the biosector, in places like the Atlantic region. So I want to thank you for stick handling this through. I know it wasn't easy. I know you made it look easy, but it really wasn't. We're forever grateful for what you've done. I also want to say that, Minister McCauley, which is odd, in 35 years this November, Lawrence will be the MP for Cardigan. And he's held many portfolios, many senior portfolios in Ottawa, but he's never been the Minister of ACOA. And when I asked him that, he said, well, there's not enough money in the federal treasury for me to be the Minister of ACOA. And I think he's right, because I think they'd be forking a lot of money over to PEI in Atlantic Canada if they gave you the reins there, Lawrence. But look, I mean, let's be honest, if you're a provincial politician and you deal with your MPs the way we do in PEI, nothing gets done without having the support of those members of Parliament. So Sean, Heath, Lawrence, and Bobby, who isn't here, I think we've developed a good partnership, and PEI is all the better for it, so let's keep it going. I also want to say to our own Minister Thompson, you know, these files are also complicated from a provincial level. $25 million is not an insignificant amount of money to put forward. And, you know, Blois has that calm and focused demeanor about him. He doesn't get too excited. He doesn't get too disappointed. And he just kept his staff focused and made it happen. So thanks, Blois. This is a big feather in your cap. So well done. I also want to take a moment to thank some people who are here. You know, there's so many staff members at the provincial and the federal level and with the Bio Alliance and so many others that those are the people who actually get this done, who make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed and all of these things happen. They don't always get a lot of credit. You hear a lot of people complaining about bureaucrats do this or that, but we're only here today because so many of you have gotten this over the line. So thank you very much. I know you don't get the credit you deserve, but you're getting some here today. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. So as I say, as the provincial government, we're pleased to partner with this project and to contribute $25 million towards the new bioaccelerator facility to be built right here in Charlottetown. This facility will become a business and talent attraction tool, bringing highly innovative companies to join those that are already here and to utilize this unique infrastructure and to continue to attract and retain talent in our region. It will stand as what we say is a purpose-built infrastructure that will support national priorities in times of health crisis or pandemics, for example. The bioaccelerator is a unique multifunction facility, 85,000 square feet of biomanufacturing space that will provide facilities and services to researchers, entrepreneurs, and bioscience-based companies operating on the full continuum from research and product development, process development, manufacturing scale-up, and biomanufacturing skills and training. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again here today that the biosector here in PEI is one of our fastest growing sectors. The sector has doubled its economic input or impact since 2016, reaching an all-time high of revenues in 2021 at $575 million, an increase of $200 million from the year before. So that's pretty impressive. We've grown to include 60 diverse companies, over 60 companies, employing over 2,300 individuals, as Jeanette has said. And just recently, if you look at the Stats Canada numbers that were released on 2022 employment for PEI, we're leading the country in many aspects. We have the fastest growing population in Canada. We've increased the employment by 5.4% in 2022 to an all-time high of 84,200 jobs in our province. And our unemployment rate averaged 7.6% in 2022, which is the lowest annual rate on record since Stats Canada began collecting information. So that's all good news for Prince Edward Island. You know, I think, so I just want to say that to Rory and his team at the Bio Alliance and all those in this room who work so hard, thank you very much. This is an exciting day. I look at Oliver, and I think that, you know, BioVectra, the announcement we made just seems like yesterday, a state-of-the-art $80 million mRNA vaccine production facility here in Charlottetown. We have so many people in this room and in this province, from BioVectra to Sekisui, Aqua Bounty, Alanka, Somru, and so many others who are doing business here. They put PEI on the international map, and it's just amazing. And I see Joan Turner-Adams at the back of the room there. She's known all this long before many of us did, but you know, I had the pleasure of leading a delegation in San Diego earlier this year, and Joan put forward a pretty aggressive agenda of meetings, I can tell you, and she had us booked pillar to post, and I quickly realized that we aren't just a leader in the country, we're a leader in North America and around the world, and that's pretty impressive for a little place like Prince Edward Island. So thank you, Joan. Keep up the good work. So just again, a proud day, an exciting day. Wade from CADC is here. Thanks for all your work to get this done. You'll be the owner of the building, and this is going to be a really exciting investment for Charlottetown, for Prince Edward Island and Atlantic Canada, and I can't wait to keep the ball rolling. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Premier. First I ever heard of the bioaccelerator project was about 10 years ago. I was a rookie member of Parliament serving in the third party, There was a majority Conservative government. Stephen Harper was the Prime Minister. And Ron Keefe and Rory Francis had some drawings and had a pretty detailed presentation of their vision for the bioaccelerator. And it was really, really nice of them to invite me in to share this vision with me, because there wasn't a damn thing I could do about it. But they absolutely, they planted the seed, and you know, in those 10 years, a whole bunch of things changed, politically and otherwise. And I remember a very significant announcement that we had around vaccine manufacturing capacity out of BioVectra not too long ago. And it was Premier King talking about our next speaker and described him as perfectly impatient. And I can't do any better than that. The CEO of the Bio Alliance, the proud papa of this project, Rory Francis.
Well, this is amazing. First, Minister Petitpas-Taylor, Premier King, Honourable Lawrence, Sean, thank you very much. Recognize Heath MacDonald, Minister Boyce Thompson is with us, Philip Brown, Philip is here, Mayor Philip, and Sandy MacDonald, President of Hong College. I acknowledge all of you. It's been said a few times today, this is a team sport, and I want to say good morning to everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Jurassic. This is amazing. This is a really, really big deal. And it is wonderful to have such a great turnout here today, even weather conditions accepted, from our business community, our partners across the bio sector, our academic and research partners, our government partners. It is a family. This is a family affair. And, you know, so many people in this room have had a role in making today happen. So I know my name's been mentioned a few times, but look, this is a team sport all the way, and it's only through partners and partnerships that these things happen. Now, I'm going to be really upset if I wake up and find that today was a dream. This is going to be, or I get an email that says due diligence starts Monday. Not okay. For the moment, I'm going to go with it that this is real. As many of you know, and has been indicated, this initiative has been around for some years. It's been around our board table for some years, and now it's time. The investment that's been announced here today is indeed a really important milestone in the life of the PEI Bioscience cluster, probably the most important milestone in our 18-year history. And it's what's written on that milestone, if you think of those milestones back in Roman times, that tells us a lot about, you know, where we are as a community, a bioscience, biocluster community. And I think Minister Petitpas-Taylor, others saw my notes earlier, because I'm using some of the same words because I think they really do matter. Validation. This is about validation. PEI has become a somewhere in the world of biotech and life sciences. We're now traveling, we're in the fast lane. It also says credibility. We've earned the opportunity, and that's with a capital E, we've earned the opportunity to go even further and faster. It says collaboration. It's the cluster partnership that is the DNA of how we operate that got us here, and it's that partnership that will carry us and be the foundation for the future. And that milestone also says impact. We have businesses and researchers in this cluster and across Atlantic Canada doing absolutely amazing things that will make them and all of us wildly successful, and will continue to build the reputation of Atlantic Canada and this cluster. And this bioaccelerator is an absolutely essential enabler of that future. This will be a billion-dollar industry by 2030. It's also impact in the sense of the regional and national contribution that this cluster is making, and these things have already been mentioned. Emergence, our bioscience business incubator, Castle, with national impact in skills and training in biomanufacturing, Natural Products Canada, a national impact as a natural product chemistry innovation cluster, and national impact with initiatives like BioVectra's new mRNA vaccine manufacturing capacity for Canada. And its impact from bio-based companies across Atlantic Canada, who are providing products and services that are addressing the real challenges of civilization today: human and animal health, green chemistry for climate change mitigation, and technologies to enhance food security. The BioAccelerator is the next logical step in enabling the Atlantic bioscience and life science industry to thrive and be a pillar of our economic future for this region. It is a key investment in the Canadian biomanufacturing and life science strategy for the federal government as they assure self-sufficiency in biomanufacturing capacity for Canada. So you stop the clock there, Oliver, 4 minutes. I just have a few people to thank, but I had to get in under 4 minutes. First, initiatives of this magnitude do not happen, as has been said, without some stars aligning. You have to have the right project, you have to have the right people, and it has to be the right time. Premier King, Premier, without your vision for the future of this province and your leadership and commitment to this project, we would absolutely not be here today. Not a chance. So thank you very much, sir. And I want to thank I want to name a few names here because I think, as the Premier said, there's a lot of folks behind the scenes that don't ever get enough credit. Pam Williams, Adam Ross, Dan Campbell, really key people behind the scenes. Minister Pettipas Taylor, you've been such a great champion for Atlantic Canada in Ottawa. Just amazing. Steadfast in your belief that we have so much untapped potential in Atlantic Canada. And you and ACOA stepped up to be our federal partner in this initiative. So thank you very much. I know he's not here today, but I said Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne. He was absolutely key to making this happen as well. It was a breakfast meeting, I think probably November, a year and a bit ago, between Premier King and Minister Champagne that really got this project on the table. And I said Regional Director General Sarita Maddox might have been back in the shadows somewhere at that meeting, as she does. Our MPs, of course, just, over the years, huge supporters. Lawrence Macaulay, just huge champion supporter. Sean has been said, really our bio champion here in PEI. Bobby Morrissey, Heath MacDonald, people who, some of this stuff ends up more in Charlottetown than not, but the vision of all our MPs to know that this is a end-to-end, sorry to take niche impact from this sector, that's what's important. I want to thank Minister of Economic Growth, Tourism and Culture, Boyce Thompson, and his team. Again, people behind the scenes, Deputy Minister Aaron McGrath-Goody, Stephanie Gorbett, Jamie Aiken, Joan Turner-Adams, outstanding support for the work that has to be done to make these things happen. I also want to thank the people behind the scenes at ACOA. The ACOA president, Catherine Blewett, not here today, really kind of grabbed the baton and ran with it in the last few months. Pat Dorsey and staff at ACOA here in PEI, just a great team. You folks absolutely rock. Patrick, unfortunately, is stuck in Ottawa, he and Sandra Lamb, but again, people that this would not be happening without that kind of drive behind the project. I want to also recognize NRC President Ian Stewart and Denise LeBlanc, who is here somewhere today. Where's Denise? There she is, being her modest self always. Denise, the NRC has trusted really over several years that this project with the BioAlliance was the right partnership for the implementation of NRC's plans in aquatic and crop resource development. So thank you for that kind of commitment and trust, Denise, that we would pull this through. I want to thank my board of directors, Chair Oliver, and all the board members. Now there's a group of people who wondered whether we'd ever get this project across the line. They were so tired of listening to me talk about this at board meetings. So, but your faith has been rewarded. So thank you all. CADC CEO Wade Arsenault, who CADC provided incredibly capable project management for the construction of our biomanufacturing incubator just in the last couple of years, and great partners to work with, and so I'm sure they will be equally as adept at managing the BioAccelerator project. And finally, I want to say a thank you to, of course, our BioAlliance and Castle team, incredibly dedicated group of people who are so very good at what they do every day. They all know that they're part of something within what we have the privilege of doing here in PEI. We're doing something that is so very important for our community and, frankly, for our country. And that's what gets everybody up in the morning. So thank you all. There is an economic transformation going on in Atlantic Canada, as Minister Petitpas-Taylor has mentioned. That's something that we're all, I think, proud of. And I'm very proud that PEI and our biotech sector is a leader in that transformation. We've now been entrusted by our political leaders with a very valuable new asset, and you can expect a very positive return on that investment, because that's what these kind of things are all about. We need to have, taxpayers should expect a good return on every investment of this kind of nature. And what I can assure you is that we will not let you down. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rory, and what an appropriate note to end on. I mean, the very reason why governments continue to support the biosector is because it never lets us down and delivers value. So thank you so much for what you do. Thank you to all of our platform guests. This concludes the formal part of the presentation. To all of you here, I know it required some significant effort to get here. The weather is not very good, so thank you so much. This is a good day to celebrate, and your presence is appreciated. To the media.